Sai,
Brago.
1154.
Whew, what a chapter, huh?
What a chapter. You know, we get moments like these in the community where everybody collectively comes together. Spoiler readers, non-spoiler readers, and you're like, yo, this is one of those, where the spoiler readers are telling the people that don't read the spoilers, hey, stay out the way, stay off the internet. You
Don't go
don't
to
want to
school
miss
tomorrow.
this. Then you have the people that's trying to spoil, that's excited to talk about it. And, it's, I would say, just one page delivered 1000%.
It freaking shook the community, man.
We spam this, right? We spam it when we're trying to like get hype on our titles, but it's like, this changes everything.
Yeah, the clickbait title. I mean, it works
Yeah.
here. It's not even clickbait
It
at
works.
that point.
It works. This is one of those that like you got to go back and think through all these different scenarios just to stay like this. We now knowing this, we're like, all right, how does this impact this character, these relationships, the future? And we'll get to that last page, but we got to start at the beginning. Cover page is interesting.
It's okay. I'm glad you agree. I was about to say, like, this might be one of the best Yamato cover pages because we do not know what the hell is going on.
I think it's the best.
Yeah.
I think it's the best
I'm
because
glad you agree. Wow. I'm surprised.
yeah, I mean, because for the most part, like I enjoy the fact that we have a side story going on here. That's canon. I enjoy that. It's been, for the most part, just useless information, but it's like, all right, it's going on. It's cool. I'm enjoying it every time. This time, we had the grave of a hero born into West Blue, but raised in Ringo.
Who is it? Who do you think it is?
So, went back, did some research on Ringo. That was Ushimaru's territory.
Yeah, he was the
The
daimyo.
daimyo that died, right, versus Kaido. Izo, Kiku. So it makes sense that Kiku's a daimyo now. That's where Onimaru Onimaru, Gukimaru, whatever you want to call him. And that's where the swords were and all that. So it has to be a swordsman. But this is different because this person was not born in Wano.
That's the tough part, right?
They're born in the West Blue, but they got raised in Ringo, which means they migrated. I have no idea. I don't know if this could be Oda writing someone out of the story. And I know somebody that we've seen a lot in Wano, not a lot, but a couple of times, and now we're seeing them there again. And this is at the last page. They had swords. I'm like, is Oda ending this character? But then why would they be a hero?
What character are you thinking of? Okay, I was about to say, I've seen people saying Shiki.
Yeah.
Shiki seems to be a pretty popular one. Like, this is the great way, or it's just a great way in general to, like,
wrap
get
it
rid
up.
of him. Yeah.
Just wrap it up. But it's just, why would he be a hero of Wano?
Yeah, that makes no
that's the
sense.
only thing. And then do we know where Shiki's from? I don't think we know where he's from, right?
We do not. I tried to look it up. I did a lot of research on this. Shiki,
Yeah.
there's no information about where he was brought up or even born.
None.
So, like,
None.
if this is Shiki, we're going off of pure speculation. Like, there's nothing that really fuels this other than Shiki wearing a kimono and having two katanas. Which, I mean, I will admit, that's pretty solid, right? It's not awful.
It's not completely terrible. It's just,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of evidence. And it's like, who? Right? Because, I mean, in general, with the history of One Piece, we have like spots. It's spotty with especially Wano's history because it's closed off, right? So,
yeah.
But then when you think about this wasn't brought up at all while we were there. Like this hero. So it had to be pre-Scabbard, pre-Odin.
Yeah, definitely
Right?
pre-Odin.
So maybe somebody with that in-between after Ryuma, before Odin. I don't know if Oda's going... Again, we got some reveals in this chapter if Oda's going to go the route of like, this is the father of, of
Just
somebody
a brand
that
new
we know.
character.
Right? A brand new character that we've never met before. So, interesting though. Very interesting, because why are we visiting this grave right now, in this moment? New character. Unless... made me think of somebody.
I mean,
somebody just popped in my head.
Who is it?
Hanafuda.
Okay. Would he be a hero though? I mean, he was one of Kaido's commanders.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at where Alti's like running towards the shrine.
Oh, like, that is true. Yeah.
Like she's excited to go visit it. So I don't know. But it's like, why would he be a hero? And the timelines, we don't know. It's straight speculation. But I'm just going off the context of what's happening. Why is she so far ahead? I mean, she's like that type anyway, but...
Yeah. I mean, I do like the Ushimaru route, because I feel like that would make sense for Yamato. Like, I also try to think about it, like, how would Yamato
that would make a lot of sense for Yamato.
To this grave if it's somebody she doesn't know? Like, let's say it is the Golden Lion Shiki. Well, to be fair, I feel like she would know Shiki to an extent because he was in Odin's logbook. So maybe that's fair. Well, actually, was he? No, he wasn't. He shouldn't be, at least. He shouldn't be.
They said at some point he encountered and clashed with Kaido, and they formed a partnership. He was a warlord. That's
Hanafuda's lore. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know anything about where he brought up the reason why I'm Yoshimaru is tough because there's nothing there saying that he wasn't born in Wano.
Yeah, and
why would he not be born in Wano? Because he was Shimizuki, right? So like, wow, that wouldn't make much sense. And I went through like people who were born in the West Blue, and it's just like,
nobody fit.
It was like Shanks, like a bunch of different people. Like who could it be tied to? It's really no.
There's a sleeper option that you didn't mention, but people are saying it could be Jigoro.
Jigoro.
Yeah, because he was born in the West Blue, and he's pretty decent with some katanas, but that's kind of because of Zoro's shadow. It's these zombie that Gekko Moria had that he put Zoro's shadow into. But like I said, it's weird because if it is him, like, how would Yamato even react to this guy?
And why would this matter right now?
Yeah, exactly. That's like, there's just a lot of hangups with every single option. Like, there's nobody who fits the bill. Like, I love Shiki's idea, like, this is Shiki's grave, but is he really a hero that was born in the West Blue, which don't know where he was born, and then brought up to Ringo, which we don't even know if that's even part of his story either. So, yeah, it's weird.
I would love the wrapping up of Shiki's character in the storyline where it's like, then you just fit it in where it's like, Shiki's not coming back. He's dead. It's over. Cool.
No more theories.
We know that. No more Shiki theories, but easily to me, the most interesting volume of this cover story so far.
Some good stuff.
And, we were saying Oda's waiting and saving it, waiting for things. Clearly with where it's going, Oda's lining things up, I think. So I think we just got to wait and be patient. Volume 38 of this.
I mean, here's the thing. What's funny is that next chapter, we could get like a one-liner from Shiki saying, hey, yeah, I remember where I was raised, there was a lot of samurai. Like, imagine he drops that line out of nowhere. It's like, okay, then it is Shiki, right? Like, I feel like they could hint at it pretty hard like that.
And Shiki's an interesting character where Oda, like, I know he talked about before with, he didn't want a character or a lot of characters that could fly.
Yeah. And he also said that it's weird with Shiki because since he already gave Shiki the float devil fruit in the movie, he's going to have that in the canon story. So Oda's not the biggest fan of that today. Which, back in the past, it's whatever, but because of, the context of the world, the float fruit's kind of broken.
Today, everybody can fly. So, for the most part, in some way, and then with the 6 powers, I don't think flying is as broken as it used to be.
It's mainly because Shiki can float islands. Like, with every island sinking, Shiki could genuinely just go around, touch an island, and they're safe for the rest of the time. So I see why Oda doesn't bring him back. Broken.
Yeah, he's a tough character to kind of keep in check, considering the power, So I get it, but easily, again, great hint with this cover story. Hopefully it continues down this route. And then, the next chapter isn't just us moving on to see,
Yeah, imagine we skip the reveal.
Just go away.
Now
and
here's Yamato eating some takoyaki.
Like, what? Like, no, we don't need that. But either way, it's fine. Let's get to the chapter. 63 years ago, Ja Rule, the oldest man in the present day, lost his partner, Jorul, where Big Mom beat his ass as a 5-year-old.
That's embarrassing, is it not? That's just so embarrassing, dude. I get he's old, but still, come on, dude. 5-year-old Big Mom? You kidding me?
She's a mere human, Sai.
Fraud be more like.
I mean, it's insane. It's kind of like, it's just Big Mom hype. But at 5-year-old, just completely killing a legend, or one of the legends of
one of like
Elbaf.
The founding fathers, coming out of Elbaf. I mean, the thing is like, imagine Dorian Broggie. We aged them up like 100 more years. Would Big Mom be able to kill them at 5 years old? I don't think so. She shouldn't be able to.
Big Mom is a monster, right?
Yeah.
And even with her being, they list her here as a mere human. You start to think about, like, because we saw her parents for the most part, where they dropped her off. It's like, are those her real parents? Is that, because it's like, bro, she is insane. Was she like a result of an experiment, some mutation? This is crazy. Like, I know people say like there are a lot of humans in One Piece that are insanely strong, but not like this.
Maybe it's like the Hulk. Like the mom drank some super juice while she was pregnant, and then Big Mom just popped out 10 times the size of a regular person.
So not her husband's super juice.
No. It's just the mom, she's the one carrying it. So she drank the super juice. I mean, I guess the dad could do it too, right? He drinks super juice and then his juice becomes super.
Super mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways it could have happened. Like, Oda could change things, especially with things changing for a lot of the top tiers. But either way, it starts with Big Mom hype. Which was interesting.
She was a part of Loki's curse, though, to be fair.
Yeah. So she basically is kicking off the string of just calamities happening, right? Where cold storms, crops devastating, you couldn't fish because of abnormal weather, famine. Like, everything is going wrong after Loki gets born. Now, I'm not saying he should be blamed, but
it makes sense, right? If you're looking for a reasoning behind the madness and the queen is telling you it's Loki's fault, I mean, at what point do you you end up believing it?
If I'm listen, if I'm somebody in Elbaf, I might think about assassinating that kid.
Yeah, if you're like a regular civilian, you're suffering from this, you hear the rumor and you're like, you know what, that kind of makes sense. And then you hear about his eyes. Yeah.
I think it's like, let's just see.
They can always have another baby.
Let's just see. Because what if it is the solution, Let's just see. So, it's crazy everything that happened in the same time. Could be coincidence, maybe. But, Istrid, she's confident. She's like, yo, it's that kid. Like, we tried to kill him and we couldn't. And Loki, this entire time, he's still alive. I'm surprised, like, she didn't, well, we don't know. She didn't try to kill him again.
That's what I thought too. I thought she'd throw him out or maybe try to stab him, but
I thought it'd be like an everyday thing, like every month. Yeah. Just find a way to try to kill him.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to try to kill Loki again.
Time to try to kill this kid. But she's just despised at him. Like, he can't even reach for her. And, he's a baby. Right? He's a baby. And she's like making a ruckus, say, yo, this is a monster. Don't bring him near me. Like, that's your kid. And of course, he's feeling that from his mom, and they're showing just how dire things are in the world. But I feel bad for Kid Loki, man.
Yeah, that's tough. He has a really sad childhood. I mean, this part didn't get me. It's what we got later with Kid Loki and Hyruden and their whole interaction. That's where I was like, okay, now I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, that's where it kind of peaked for sure.
Yeah.
But to see any kid go through this, a few months old, is kind of crazy. We did see where people were getting to the point of, because Oda does a thing where he tries to communicate to us and kind of get emotions to us through children. And so he has it where the kid is like, yo, we're hungry. And it's like, well, we don't have any more bread. What I got from this panel was the giants were saying we could easily get what we need from humans. And the other one is saying, well, that'll bring shame on Elbaf, right? Like, don't be ridiculous. Which we're showing us how like Harold's influence is starting to kind of permeate through Elbaf, where like even attacking humans as a giant is people are starting to question it. Like, that's not what we want to be.
Yeah.
You know. So I did enjoy at least that aspect. However, they were attacking other giants.
It's like Otohime's influence.
Right. Just you're seeing, I mean, Harold is an amazing king. Just considering where he came from as well. Like what we saw the first time he saw Ida, and he's like, look at these people.
He changed like doing. Right away, dude.
Right away,
he folded under like no pressure.
And then now he's like spearheading this thing, and he's influencing the generation. So, shout out to Harold with that. They were not attacking humans, right? They were, we can't do that to humans, but they were attacking other villages. Like it was like, yo, we're looting, we're going after other giant villages. It is what it is.
The name of Warland.
Yeah, I mean that's their culture, right? But internal giant struggles. They talked about that with Road, talking about like how discrimination, giants not being from Elbaf, etc. So it's not rare for giants not to get along, but I guess amongst each other, it started to get a bit crazy because people got to eat, and so they lived up to their name of Warland, and it even spilled over into Hyrden, his half brother, where they're saying, yo, Loki's cursed. We heard the rumor. And so you got to pay for it because you're his brother.
That's kind of crazy. It's like, they couldn't reach the castle. So instead they went after Hyrden and Ida. It's like, okay, sure.
Desperate times, bro.
Yeah.
Desperate times, desperate measures. I can't get one prince, but I'm going to get the other. I guess I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened in House of the Dragon.
I was going to say, like, even if it doesn't cure the curse, this might be kind of foul, but you could eat Hyrden and Ida. You got food for the wintertime with them. If it's really that desperate of a situation, like that's technically food in front of you, man.
Or a hostage situation.
Oh, like, you don't ask the castle for food? Like, hey, like, we have Hyrden and Ida. Like, give us some food or we'll kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably works better.
Because this is a valuable hostage. He's a prince, right? I'm not going to kill him. Like,
well, he's like the dirty-blooded prince, right? Like, he's not even living in the castle.
Half-blood prince. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I'm still going to try to take him hostage. But I guess for him, he feels like, it's not even logical, because if his brother's over the curse, I guess they just want somebody else to feel pain, considering the misery that was going on in Elbaf. So it's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just people at this point aren't thinking rationally. It's just like, I just want to take out my frustration on somebody else. And you see a prince, somewhat royalty, I don't care how dirty you are, how dirty your blood is. You're going to feel it.
We got to do something.
We got to do something. What do you think about Ida's dream for her son?
Hyrden being the oldest living man alive. It seems like a crazy one-liner to drop out of nowhere. Like, some guy comes in here to kill your son. No, my son's gonna live forever. Like, huh? Ida, lock in, please.
I'm like, you sure?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought she was gonna back that up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's gonna whoop ass, but no, she just
believed.
Yeah, she just started getting choked out.
She's a mom. She's like just the true essence of a mom. It was like, don't you know my son's a cutie who's gonna be the world's longest living?
Have you seen his cheeks?
Like,
they're so squishy.
All right, cool. But anyway, he says, "Can it, Ida? You're nothing but an outsider who seduced Harold." I said that they cleaned that up. That's not how somebody would say that.
Yeah,
they would say it in a much worse way. You're an outsider who seduced Harold, or like, you're just an outside whore.
You're a common day prostitute.
That's what I'm saying. So like, how they clean it up was really good, but Hyrden's tried to step up, but he didn't have to, because here comes King Harold. King Harold, one of the strongest giants to ever exist. He comes to save his child and his concubine.
His concubine, he straight up hits this guy with the, what would you call that attack? Like a thunder bagua?
A Bellamy.
Ooh, a Bellamy. Yeah. Sprung him to the ground.
Yeah, just throw him immediately to the ground, like just a Bellamy. And you know, he puts him down, but he like, it's not berating after the fact. He's like, he uses this as a teaching moment, right? Because after he's like, we can't fight amongst each other, man. Like, but he's like, he understands as far as like Loki's birth and the famine, and he went out, right? He went out and he found some allied nations who came together to feed giants.
It's a lot of food, man.
That's a lot of food. That's a lot of food. And so I'm like, yo, first off, these allied nations, who are they? Because they had mentioned them before. We were like, yo, we want to know who these allied nations are. Because it don't just have to be humans, right? Could be fishmen, right? Could be other places that are coming together. But it's a lot of food. And then it's not like in the One Piece world, everywhere is just affluent and it's easy to gain food. You have all these like the heavenly tribute. You have the world government. So it's like, to do this, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And plus, like, you got to imagine, dude, like feeding a giant. Oh my God, that's like a week's worth of food right there for one day.
Right. And meal. They're doing this to get them through this famine. And so, again, we don't know how many allied nations there were, but the more nations, that's more credit to Harold. That means he was really going around trying to bridge the gap and like have good relationships with all these nations where they're okay with coming to the aid of these giants. Now, there's incentive on the other side too, because like if we're in alliance with Elbaf, if anything ever happens, we have the backing of the Elbaf army. So it's like, you know, tit for tat, but still, it's kind of like the stigma of giants back then, of course, through Harold's own creation, with him raiding and just being like an asshole. He's changed that. I mean, at least enough to save his country in a time of need.
Yeah, like imagine these countries just go back home and they fly the Elbaf flag or the King Harold flag. Like you'd probably think twice about attacking those nations.
Yeah. It's like you don't want. Yeah, it's the, I guess, with the culture of Elbaf and the reputation, you're at a place where it's like, all right, Elbaf, yeah, it's okay. We'll pass on this one.
We'll raid the next village. So
shout out to his allied nations. Huh?
I said we'll raid the next village. Maybe don't attack we'll go next. The Elbaf
It's like, it's
allies.
Not worth it, right?
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's like, let's just go somewhere else. It's like when you see Blackbeard, Whitebeard, or Shanks, it's like, do we really want to deal with that? No,
yeah. I mean,
it's okay.
Hey, what's his name, dude? Right? Barto.
Yeah, and then we saw what happened to him. Yeah. And I get it. And I get why, like, they have to make an example out of Barto, because it's like your name has to mean something, right? They're like, you can't just go around doing this because there are going to be consequences. But, you know, that does place, I always thought about that, where like people have like all this territory that places a strain on your organization.
Because you have to go out of your way to stop them now.
Every single time you gotta punish it, you know, just to let them know you can't play with the name. So I guess that's the benefit of having a large squad. Like even with the Whitebeard Pirates, they had like divisions and division commanders. So like something happens, you can just send like a division
Blamenco
just to take care of it. Big Blamenco. Yeah. You know, you can send him to take care of the crowd.
Blamenco, go.
Hey, you know, but it makes sense considering what he's trying to build, you know. But shout out to King Harold. He comes back. Estrid, to her last breath, was dedicated to letting people know that Prince Loki is the reason for all this BS. Till her final breath, man. Generational hater, yeah. Yeah. She just, I don't think there are many people like her, that she hated this kid till her death. even while it's being sick, spreading all the propaganda about the plagues and saying, yo, this child is the reason for it. My child.
I'm surprised she didn't come back as a damn ghost.
Yeah, like haunting him?
Yeah, just haunting Loki, haunting the castle, saying, it was him. It's him.
Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah, moaning Myrtle. Except for like a toilet stall, it's just the entire castle bell
man. Because she hated that kid. But Harold comes back. She's dead. He's like, my son. Then he puts him down and leaves again.
Dude, every time I look at Harold, man, I just see Kaido. I'm not going to lie.
He looks a lot like Kaido. A lot like Kaido. He's like a very interesting mix between Kaido and Garp.
Yeah. Yeah, he feels like a good timeline Kaido in a way.
Yeah, like if Kaido was a good dad. Well, a good king.
Yeah, I was about to say too. Okay, yeah, he's not the greatest dad.
He's not the greatest dad. It's not the greatest dad. His focus is his people.
Yeah.
Right? And so him coming and say like, Loki, my son, Loki's kind of like, all right.
He doesn't know who this guy is.
He probably hasn't spent a lot of time with Loki because he's been going around trying to like, build nations and build the affiliating with nations. So I get it, but your kid kind of needs you, right? So he's saying Loki lost his mom. He's given up on love. And so you kind of reward that by then putting him in the care of Esther's older brother.
I do not know what Harold was thinking with that one, bro. Like, Ida and Hiruden are right there.
Right there.
I get it. Dirty
I'm
blood.
sure there's a lot of restrictions. Sure. A lot of restrictions. But I don't think anybody would care.
That's crazy, right?
I don't think anybody would care about where the hell Loki is.
King Harold just saved them from a famine. If somebody says, oh, King Harold, you cannot let Loki be with them, it's like, what do you mean? He saved you.
Nobody would care if the king removed Loki from the castle and put him with Harold or with Hiruden and Ida. Nobody would care.
That would have fixed him.
They'd be like, they're cheering through the streets, right? It's a parade. Loki's gone? Yes.
The guards would be so happy too.
Unfortunately, what probably would happen then is Ida's Tavern or whatever. Nobody would go there.
But Ida wouldn't care. And Ida would give Loki the love
he needs.
And guess what? Hiruden would eventually come to like Loki. Loki would be great friends with Hiruden. The bond, like Loki, I do believe he just needed one person. Something
never positive to look forward to. He never got it from his mom. His dad wasn't around, understandably. But the substitute was somebody who hated him as well. So like, imagine you're born, your mom tosses you off the cliff, you find a way back up, she still hates you, everybody hates you, and it's like, okay, she dies, you're like, okay, maybe things are looking up for me. You're placed into the care of somebody else who hates you. So you never really get to formulate care or love from anyone. Do you think this is just how it is?
The guy's first debut line, Esther's brother, he just says freak. You freak. That's crazy. And the thing is, maybe, am I crazy to say that King Harold could have brought Loki with him on his mission?
I was thinking that. Why not bring him with you?
It's not crazy. I mean, it's not like Loki can't defend himself. It's not like King Harold is weak. I mean, we've seen, not the greatest example, but King Cobra brought Vivi to the Reverie as a kid.
Well, I think even with Odin, his kids are born on white shit.
Yeah, right? They sailed a while. Yeah.
They sailed. So Shanks,
yeah,
it's not far-fetched. And especially with the mom dying, like they're saying, it's a lot of diplomacy for Harold at this point. He's traveling a lot. He's doing a lot for his country, but you can't just completely neglect your kid. And especially, again, it's not as bad as Odin, when Odin came back and he finds out that Wano is in trouble, and then it's like, well, I can't go. If I go, I'm never going to stay. And he leaves in the midst of trouble. But even though like Toki was telling him, you got to go or I'm going to divorce you. Yeah, I get it. You listen to the missus. But they came back And then the Roger parts, hey, Odin, do you need help? No.
I got this. It's a Wano
This is
problem.
something I need. Wano, just horrendous. Because Harold came back and he's like, damn, Loki, I heard you've been going through a lot. Sucks. But I got to go back out there, man. But here,
Dude.
your uncle's here. He can look out for you, man.
My favorite part is when King Harold's like, Loki, you're really scratched up, huh? And then we just cut away like, Harold, did you ever figure out why your son is beaten? Come on, Harold.
You sure have a lot of scrapes.
And then the whole thing with his eyes too, right? Like, he was born with a condition that affects his eyes. And then King Harold's like, oh yeah, man, that sucks.
I understand. What
just moves on. Harold, look at his eyes, dude.
He said, he won't even smile for me. Or he can't even smile for me. I mean, that makes sense. He did just lose his mom.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the thing is too, right? Like, if Loki, I mean, he is the prince, right? Hirunden is not going to ascend to the throne unless Elbaf changes later in the future. So right now, Loki is the prince. Why not take him on your diplomacy missions so that he could learn something? I don't know, like, hey, Loki, this is how we interact with humans. Hey, Loki, like, check this out.
Let's build this from when he was young. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think for Harold, and I think for us, it seems easy and logical. But when we think about Harold and him being a giant, a brute almost, like, and now having him trying to be somewhat maternal, I don't know if he has the capacity.
Because Kuma would kill for this scenario with Bonnie.
Oh my God, right? Kuma is raised differently. You know? With just love, a family. For Harold, considering like how he was raised and how he grew up, I'm sure he's like, yo, he'll figure it out. Like I did, right? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, tough love.
Tough love, you know? He doesn't have it in him to say, like, you know what, Loki, I'm going to take you everywhere with me. I'm going to raise you to the man that you should be. Not in his head. He's not thinking about it. He's like, you know, let me place with your uncle. That'll help. Bad decision. Bad decision. Because we see that Ida still being W mom. Like, she's just praising Hirunden. You know, where she goes off, she has her own tavern, and she's happy, right? She's happy, even considering what happened to her. Like her and Harold fell in love. They had a kid. Oh, sorry, you can't be in the castle because you're not from here. Oh, your kid can't be either. She's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make the best of it. It is what it is, and she just loves her kid, you know. And raising really Hirunden in the way he should be raised, to kind of care about people, care about things. Just have completely different ideals. It would have made so much sense if they just had Loki here with them. You know, it would be difficult at first, but
even for the weekends, bro.
It probably would have been like when Ace went to the Don, how he was a dick at first to Luffy. Oh my God, he was just so bad, and then eventually became brothers. You know, so. That's tough. That's tough. However, we find out that Hirunden is training this guy named Elbow from West Village.
What a random name drop. Elbow from the West Village.
It's so random, it's going to matter.
You think so? You think we're going to see Elbow? Is Elbow Mosa?
I was like, okay, it has to matter because the name drop. Why does this matter? Hirunden is weak as shit. Like, it don't matter what training he did back then.
Yeah, Hiruden's master. I can't wait. I can't wait to meet Hiruden's master. Oh, listen, God, that's like his Rayleigh, dude.
Right? It's like if you get like Kaido. Like Kaido, you have training with who's this Elbow guy?
Yeah.
Right? Bro, I promise you. I guarantee you like 95% of people who read this chapter did not give a fuck about Elbow whatsoever. Because they're like, what?
Yeah, honestly,
like
I just kind of glanced over it. I was like, okay, Elbow,
yeah, it's like,
sure.
What? Elbow? Oh, somebody trained Hirunden? Oh, sure, cool. Anyway, so I think it was so random, it's going to matter at some point. Now we have a conversation with Harold and Jarl. And this is a very important conversation because we're getting some information about Harold and his adventures, right? This man went to the reverie.
Yeah, as a guard?
As a guard.
A fake guard?
Right? He was smuggled in as a guard by his friend that's a king. Do you want to take a guess at who this king could be? Not the name, but like the country?
This long ago. I think it would be cool if it was King Riku. Just somebody we know, right?
Yeah, somebody we knew.
King Riku, that'd be nice.
Would be cool. He mentioned that he saw Neptune being born. Right? So I wonder if like him and the Fishmen are really cool, like really good, considering they have somewhat similar issues.
Yeah.
You know? So it'd be cool if they kind of bonded over that. And
they like went together.
Yeah, they went together as like, extra security, whatever. What's funny is smuggling in somebody like Harold is insane.
That shouldn't really be possible, right?
Well,
how did he get up to the red line?
It's a bunch of questions, considering the size of Harold.
Yeah.
Right?
The Bondolas are human-sized.
Must have another way, right?
Maybe he just climbed.
Climbed it? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. That'd be scary.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, he can just get up here by climbing? Seize him!
Maybe we were right to be a racist.
Yeah.
Stop this monster.
He'll never leave again. So he comes and he said, well, my thing was like, all right, Harold is ginormous. He's smuggled in as a guard. So he's like somebody that probably isn't with this king, a lot, obviously. So there's a lot of questions. Who is this guy? We want one. And he said that, well, if the murder didn't happen, he might have been exposed. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because it gets to a point where like you see, like people are saying, well, of course the king is going to have large guards. Yeah, but this is kind of ridiculous.
It's an ancient giant guard. A giant that's larger than other giants. That's who we're talking about.
Larger than other giants. And of course, I'm sure people have heard of King Harold. And it's like, and then when Jarl talked about even other, like when we talk about Gale-Ra, like other ancient giants that have been kidnapped, right? And apprehended. So like ancient giants aren't just walking around free anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you're going to the reverie, and we know how they treat Shirahoshi.
All eyes are on you. Literally.
To kidnap Shirahoshi. Brother, you're telling me not a single person didn't say, Harold as a slave, huh?
I guarantee you that's what I'm
drooling, dude.
I promise you the Celestial Dragon's like, I want that.
Yeah, I'll buy this guy right now.
Right now.
He's
and they're like, we don't have to buy it. We're Celestial
$5,000.
Dragons. You're like, we'll take them. We'll take them. Right? Because the king, everything that belongs to you kings belongs to us. So I expect like that was building. I don't want to say that's the reason for the murder. Because we saw what happened to Shirahoshi. Like twice.
That is true. Yeah.
Right? Where they saw her and was like, I want her. You get stopped and they try again. So, and somebody intervened. So, I'm not saying that's the reason why it happened.
Yeah.
Right? But something to think about. We'll get there. But I like Jarl and Harold kind of having this relationship where it's just like a old advisor, where he's kind of giving him some knowledge about the history of the world. And I think it's good for us to find out that, they had like giant shipwrights just sailing around, which is interesting. Gale-Ra. And so,
what a name.
When I think of giant shipwrights, the Gale-Ra, I'm like, why do they exist? What is their purpose? And basically what they're saying is, it's implied that they're frozen, right?
Yeah.
These people are frozen at Punk Hazard. And I'm like, okay, if they're frozen at Punk Hazard, more than likely they're still alive?
I think so. I think they could 100% be unthawed. They might even be unthawed right now.
So
because of the rising waters.
So at this point, you have basically an army of giant shipwrights, right? And the world is about to be flooded. You somehow rally these troops. You can create like a lot of like gigantic ships, possibly.
This
with these people
could honestly be where Vegapunk is going.
Maybe.
Because Vegapunk and the Megapunks, they all took off in one direction. They ended up calling the old man that Nami stayed with during the time skip, but maybe they're all like heading over to these guys and like, hey, like we need to unthaw them. They can make a ship. You guys are good with Sky Islands. Maybe we can make a bunch of sky ships. And we can all survive. I could definitely see that being something that Vegapunk would do. And he knows that they're there, right? That was his island.
That was his island, like Pan's Hazard. But I think...
good reference.
I think this presents a very interesting solution for what's about to happen in the One Piece world. Because they didn't kill him. They just put him in Punk Hazard and froze him. And then we've seen giants like be frozen before and get out of it, So,
dude, that'd be crazy, man. Imagine you're frozen for like 50, 60, 70 years. You get unthawed. The next thing that happens is that you got this guy with the big ass head saying, hey, we need you to build some ships, man. Like,
what? Who froze me?
Woke up. What day is it? What year?
They just froze me. No.
It's like Captain America,
happened a while
right?
ago. Right. You get out, you kind of like just wondering what's going on, discombobulated.
An iPhone.
Yeah. No, I think that definitely could be a solution. But I did like that conversation where they just bringing Harold up to speed about like what he's actually up against. Where you being an ancient giant, it's not just about you being King Harold of Elbaf. Like you're an ancient giant from Elbaf, considering what's happened in the past to ancient giants that were sailing around. So you're going up against a lot. And
years of bad blood.
Years and years of bad blood. And Harold, he was unfazed. He's like, I have the resolve. I don't care who I'm up against. I still want to do this. Now this brings us to Loki growing up with his freaky uncle. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, why are there heart emojis when the old guy's talking to Loki? Like, Prince Loki, I know you cursed and killed my little sister, heart emoji. Prince Loki, heart emoji. Like, what is this like a... You finished Apothecary Diary Season 2, right?
I did.
Is this like the former emperor? Or like, what's going on here, man? What is this guy on about? Is this guy a pedophile? I don't know, brother.
I don't know. He is... Or maybe... Is he putting on a front because people are around?
Oh, the guards are watching, so it says, "Oh, Prince Loki, you killed my sister, huh? I love you, kid."
My sister, but hearts.
It's so weird.
But Loki's growing up, and then at some point, his uncle's body ended up in the realm of the dead.
I'm not gonna lie, Loki in that middle panel, he's kind of got the fit on, dude.
Yeah, it looks like, was that Sabo?
Yeah, it reminds me of Sabo when he was with his parents, yeah.
Yeah, he's
a little noble,
they're
dude.
raising him in the way he should go, and then he got to a point where he didn't care anymore. So, Uncle died, and I don't know how that happened.
The horse died,
Sucks
too.
to be him.
We kind of just skipped over the horse, huh? Like, we don't even know what the horse did. It just died. Like, did it deserve it? I don't know.
First of all, that horse needed to go. That was an abomination.
No, it was so cool. 8 legs, Brago. Have you seen a Uma Musume, like the horse girl racing show?
No, I've never seen that.
Dude, it's so fire.
Is that the monster?
No. You're talking about Monster Musume. This is like a new kind of... I wouldn't say it's a spinoff. It's like they take real life Japanese horses in history and then turn them into anime girls, and they just race. It's kind of historically accurate too, for the most part. It's pretty good.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, no, the horse was interesting. But I think for what it was, just like, okay, we had 8 legs?
Yeah.
And the size of it, because we saw it was as big as Harold?
Bigger than Harold.
That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. Like, it had to go. There's no way. Because
it's Norse mythology, though. It's like Sleipnir, Odin's horse.
Here's the thing. I think for the horse, if they didn't kill it, you're going to be like, right, where's this damn horse? Where's this horse?
I mean, dude, imagine, man. Like in the final war, Loki could have rode that horse. Like, dude, if he had that horse, we wouldn't have to like wonder, like, oh, is Loki for Nakama? Loki for Nakama? No. We don't have to make the ship bigger or smaller. Just ride the horse. That would have been massive for the theories, man.
I guess so. It's funny because when I thought about like the thing in Attack on Titan, I thought like they're gonna be like walking, like on the water.
Like the rumbling?
Yeah.
What is the rumbling?
You know about the rumbling, but you know the rumbling. You just don't know what the rumbling is.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's that giant, weird, like skeleton tentacle monster at the very end.
Oh, okay.
I think that's like
because you haven't watched you haven't watched all of Attack on Titan.
No,
but you don't care about spoilers.
I don't care about spoilers. Yeah, just drop it.
Yeah.
So what? He has like an army of Titans walking on water, like ninjutsu or something.
Spoiler alert for people that want to watch Attack on Titan.
I'm gonna watch it soon. I'm gonna watch it soon, but
the rumbling.
Hit me with it.
So the rumbling is so there's a bunch of Titans being sent to trample the world. But in my head, when I heard about the rumbling, because it's Titans marching, I thought it was going to be marching through the water, right? Because of the sheer size.
Yeah.
No, they were swimming, man. Like,
oh, dude, it would have been so cool if they were like walking underwater, though. Like, have you watched like the first Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that one guy's crew and how they're all like skeletons underwater just walking. Ooh, that'd be so sick.
That's what I had in my head. That's not what was happening. They were swimming.
So mean breaststrokes.
Yeah, so I guess the horse, it could just be swimming through the water. It would have been interesting. But then we get to Loki and Loki's trauma, he's taking it out on everybody. Now, Harold is making a lot of progress, right? A lot of progress where Elbaf is coming together. They're understanding Harold's dream. It's for good reason that Harold is being proclaimed as the greatest king in Elbaf's history. Because people are starting to buy in, like he has fangirls, and Loki doesn't give a shit, right? He doesn't care about any of that. He's saying, this is Elbaf, the world's strongest country. We do not need weaklings here. So he does not agree with his dad's sentiments, which Harold isn't really saying to be weak. He's just saying, let's work together.
Yeah.
So I guess the message is getting skewed a bit.
I mean, with Loki, right? Loki only lashes out when his dad isn't around. It kind of makes me wonder if this is Loki's way of getting his dad's attention. Like, oh, if I act out, my dad has to come back home. Or, ooh, if my dad sticks around, then I won't have to do anything bad. And
then he's going against his dad's wishes, like you said, to get attention because he knows that's something his dad really cares about. Or maybe he's really against it because his dad is choosing this mission over him.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this, man. I just feel bad for Loki, man. At the end of the day,
I do as well because, his interaction with Harridan is it's weird because it's like Harridan is standing up for Harold, saying Dad went through hell to rebuild his village, but then Loki has some pride in it because he's like, you think you get to call my father Dad? Just like this weird conversation. It's like, what? You don't even care about his dream, but he's your father? And so like, he then says, I don't get why everyone respects him. He's dumb for trying to play nice with those human insects. And it's like, I'm sure Harridan is like, what?
Where'd you get this from? I mean, he even says that that's crap, right?
Right? Because it's like, bro, what are you thinking? But they were raised completely differently, right? But Loki now, he's fallen back on, I'm the prince. You're nothing. Don't talk back to me. And it's funny because shout out to Gerd, because one of the friends are like, yo, we got to stay back or he'll think that we're his friends. Like, we are his friends, you idiot. And so she goes, even she doesn't care about Loki. She goes in the midst of it. And Loki boils everything down to, it's because of your mom's filthy blood.
You got a group of weaklings huddling together, huh?
It's because of your mom's filthy blood. And it's like, yeah, man.
He's jealous.
It's pain. It's pain. He's jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's because your mom. What?
That's why you have friends, huh?
Yeah, friends because your mom and her filthy blood. Yeah. And he's like, okay. It's like, all right, and he's just like, don't call him a prince. So now he's trying to separate himself from Harridan. Now, it could be as well because he has his mom in his life. Loki, and of course his experience with his mom, he has just like a negative perception of people who have their moms in their life. So he's just like, he's not worth being called this. It's just like you said, it's so many layers to his pain. Like it's so much that Loki could be mad at, and it's justified.
I mean, we even see it right here, right? Loki fights a innocent family, and then a mom rushes to help the child, and Loki like bites his lip. He's like, "Oh, can't do this."
Yeah, he's like, he feels it, right?
Yeah,
it's like that pain is there. So like, he bites his lip. He then jumps off and starts crying, saying, "I can't even die." And also, like, when he does this, the bandages are ripped off, so he can cry. So the bandages could be twofold: to hide his eyes, but so that people also don't see his tears.
Yeah, it's like that meme where it's like, "Oh, it's a good day for rain."
Right. So it's a lot. So like, I hide my eyes so that you don't see. Like, I'm hiding my pain in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that panel got me.
With that being said, I mean, are you a part of Loki for Nakama?
I wouldn't be against it, considering what's on the other side, and I think what's on the other side just got way more important.
Yeah.
With Blackbeard. I know we've talked about this before as far as the final villain. I believe we both agree that Blackbeard still made the most sense as opposed to Emu. I know some people hated that because they're like, yo, it's obvious it's going to be Emu. I think, well, I would hope after this chapter, people really understand that there's no other person other than Blackbeard that's going to be the final villain. Sorry.
I'm still 50-50 on it, but I think the Blackbeard argument is getting stronger and stronger, especially when you think about how the kids are always going to surpass the father. Like, the thing is, Rox is already a menace. If Blackbeard has all the power that Rox had and more, yeah, that's a tough one.
And just the build up too, right? And then I think the narrative could spin it where this is just a cycle. This is just a cycle of things where every generation has these two oppositions that ultimately always meet, right? And then Luffy has to break that cycle. Excuse me. And I don't think breaking it versus Emu, right? Because I think it just makes more sense narratively, and I think it'll have more impact considering how much we've been with Blackbeard. Now, that doesn't mean Emu isn't going to be important. I just think like having that final matchup, considering just the bloodshed and the lineage and the history between like those two sides, it could be spectacular. However, we're at the last page now. The page that caused all the ruckus, right? The page that allowed a lot of people to get their rocks off.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one. We got the reveal of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
If you weren't rocked at this last page, I don't know why you're reading One Piece.
You'd be a pebble not to like this.
Like, I don't know. I might have to throw a rock at you if you didn't. But it starts off, Loki's still crying, and a mountain casually gets cut down.
A giant mountain.
And it's like, what's the deal with this island? Where's the welcome committee? Where I'm sure, like, for them invading a territory like Elbaf, it's like, well, we're these scary giants. And so we first see three characters. Well, two pirates. Loki's still crying. We see Shiki and we see Whitebeard.
Bro.
Shiki's response is, this brat's got one hell of a devil face. And Whitebeard, I know he's a giant, but isn't he a bit too big? Kid, why are you crying? It's just...
You could see their personalities.
Come on, right? Like, he is worried about, one, he's a kid, but he's a really big kid. But, like, also, kid, why are you crying? And Shiki's just like, whew, you got one hell of a devil face, man.
Yeah, Shiki's just making fun of him.
Like, damn, you're ugly.
Damn, dude, cover those eyes, kid.
Cover, man. Jesus Christ.
Put back on the blindfold.
Just completely different perspectives. And so then somebody says, "All right, kid, you better say yes to both these questions. I ain't the type that takes no for an answer. First off, this is Elbaf, land of the giants, yeah? And this person, we find out, is none other than Rox D. Xebec. But then you also find out this person is a future captain of the Rox Pirates, also father of Emperor Blackbeard."
Brother, Oda went out of his way to drop that extra line.
It wasn't needed. He didn't have to do that.
Didn't have to say that.
Didn't have to say that, bro. Because if he didn't say that, we would start to think that Blackbeard is Rox.
Yeah, with their appearance, it's essentially 1-to-1 minus the hair.
That's it. It's uncanny. So if he didn't say that, I'm sure he probably maybe he wanted to quell that. Because it'd be like, oh, Rox is obviously Blackbeard. But what did he do? How did he do it? How is it? So it's completely unnecessary, but I'm really happy he did it. Because now, knowing that he's Rox's kid, the floodgates open.
Yeah, and plus all the theories are now more direct as well, more like precise in a way, because we know where to like target it, right? Like, okay, that's Blackbeard's dad. Okay, how did that happen? You know, who did he have?
We don't have to dance. We don't have to dance around it anymore and try to figure. Okay, that maybe that's his uncle, or he just like inherited will. No, that's his kid. Straight up and down, his kid. So, we get some more info where this is the man Harold spotted 8 years ago during the reverie. So this is how a lot of us tied this murder, because it goes on to say he single-handedly killed a Navy HQ admiral and vanished without a trace. This earned him a massive bounty and the government's ire. And because we see here that Rox, the second question was, he's looking for Harold.
Yeah.
Now, speculation ran wild. One, Rox's fingers, because the initial thing is, well, he's saying two because he asked two questions. Well, people are like, well, is it possible that he has the Opi no Mi? Is it possible he has Buggy's devil fruit? People are now attaching devil fruits to Rox. My personal favorite would be Buggy's fruit, because it then legitimizes one of the goats. And then if we see Rox, well, eventually we're going to see Rox in action, we hope. It would really change the perception of Buggy's fruit to see Rox using that fruit to like a completely other level.
I agree. I see why people think it's lost fruit. I don't think it's going to be that. Yeah. I think it is just for the two. But as far as Buggy's fruit goes, like, we were always, the community for the longest time has been thinking of ways on how Buggy could be a monster. Like, he's splitting an atom, he's splitting people. Like, the chop fruit illegitimately could be a really top tier fruit if Buggy just locked in and trained. And if Rox has that fruit, I mean, he could show us how it's done. I mean, technically technically Buggy should be able to fight like Sukuna out of JJK.
Exactly. Let me ask a question. If Rox has the Opi and the Chop,
so two at once.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a combination of those two, but I think it would make sense if Rox had two devil fruits. Kind of like Blackbeard, right? We don't know why Blackbeard is able to do that, but if Blackbeard has like special blood in him, or maybe if they're like a weird tribe or something, maybe he got it from Rox.
This could be something genetic.
It could be genetic. So maybe Rox having two devil fruits isn't too far out of the realm of possibility.
Well, I was thinking about like him having the Opi and the Chop, where he could do things like that, cutting off a mountain without having a blade.
That wouldn't be bad. I just feel like the Chop fruit and the Opi no Mi, like, it's somewhat redundant. Sort of, because the Chop you're able to like chop things up and like float them around in the air at will. And the Opi no Mi can do that as well. Of course, Law's devil fruit has a lot more capabilities than just that, but I feel like the overlap is why I don't like that combo.
Yeah, it would be unnecessary if it was both of those. But I would like, it would be dope if he had two.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think he had the information on how it would happen. But then you think back to like even at the Marineford when it was like, well, Blackbeard is the only man who's ever eaten 2 devil fruits. The only thing now is, okay, Rocks looks just like Blackbeard. Please tell me, because Oda did try to course correct by having Saturn say, well, he's special. We know about his lineage, right?
Yeah.
And then we had Katarina Devon saying, well, he's special. That's why we follow him. So Oda's somewhat course correcting where it's like, no, they weren't completely oblivious. But I mean, he looks just like Rocks. He was on Whitebeard's ship. Whitebeard was with Rocks. There is no way.
Whitebeard knew. I think Whitebeard
had to have known. And so I don't think there was any way Whitebeard could have stopped Ace, especially based on what happened with Wano, where he stopped Ace from going to Wano. So Ace was like, all right, I'm going to listen this time. However, is there a conversation that happens?
Between Whitebeard and Blackbeard?
Yes. Or Whitebeard, Blackbeard, Whitebeard, Ace. Considering what their kids and their kids, their dads, they were rivals, right? To the death.
Yeah. I don't think there's
or do you just like,
man.
Or do you not sully the blood or sully that relationship with things of the past? It's like the sins of a father, right? Like, it's not important. I'm going to raise you as if you guys are both my children, and we're going to take it from there, where the past does not matter. You're both my kids.
I think that's what Whitebeard subscribed to right there. I mean, that's his whole ideology, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing, like the sins of a father shouldn't fall on the child. So I could see a very possible realm where Whitebeard knew all along about Ace, and then, of course, Blackbeard, and it just didn't want to say anything, because it's like, why would their rivalry affect these two right here? I'm sure he had like some inner thoughts though when Ace was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go kill Blackbeard." I'm sure at that point Whitebeard was like, "Oh my god, it's happening again."
No, but at that point,
oh god,
it is full on. Okay, Marco, Vista, stop him. This can't happen.
Yeah, send like multiple people after Blackbeard. Just not just Ace.
You can't just. Oh man, this Ace. I told you not. Because it's a cycle, right? If you know this is Rox's son, this is Roger's son, and it almost feels like, oh shit, like history is repeating itself, and this is going to be way more major than it's shaping up to be. Like, oh, 2 of my former commanders or whatever, or subordinates are fighting. No, this is Rox's son fighting against Roger's son.
And the craziest part is that, sure, a 1v1 is very respectable. I get why Whitebeard wouldn't want to send multiple people with Ace, but Blackbeard has a crew. It was like 4v1, dude, on Banana Island. Or Bonnaroo Island, but it's...
Blackbeard has a crew. And not only that, Blackbeard doesn't deserve that respect at that point. He killed a crew member. The one rule you had, right?
They should have all been on him. It should have been like Pain on Jiraiya.
It should have been like, dude, we're all going after Blackbeard. Especially knowing that he's Rox's son. We have to quell this right now. We cannot just leave this to Ace.
And then especially with what Shanks said, right? Like, hey, Blackbeard, he's been waiting under your wing, man. He's been waiting for this devil fruit to make his move. Blackbeard has everything he wanted by hiding under Whitebeard's shadow. So it's like, Shanks this is the strong Blackbeard here. Like,
look at my he did this to me.
Without the Yami no Mi.
I was on guard. He did this to me. And knowing that you were around Rocks, that's like, bro, red flag, red flag, red flag. It should have been all systems go.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because you know how Saturn alluded to knowing about Blackbeard? Now people are saying, yo, like, why did they let Blackbeard join the Warlords? Who gave the okay to that, man?
Well, it's a situation where, like, the kid of Rocks, I wonder if they were hoping that Blackbeard did not know of his lineage. Either way, with this type of ascension, and you know of his lineage, or maybe you found out after the fact. Because one thing that they do, right, that they had, that I always wondered, like, how was they had the seraphim.
Yeah.
And they had the seraphim is made from the DNA blood of the warlords. Is that a requirement?
They wanted his bloodline?
His blood, right? Just, so it could be like a thing was like, oh, you can become, it's just this, you just have to do this.
I mean, yeah. And to be fair, Ace was also invited to become a warlord too, and that's Roger's son. But it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I think if I was the world government, I'd have these guys join, and then the minute they show up to the welcome party,
them.
Yeah, kill them.
I'm killing them right away.
All the guards are in the room. All the other warlords in the room. We're ganging up on this guy.
I'm sorry, it's over for you, buddy.
Yeah, your journey's
over.
ending early, dude.
It's a setup. No, now it would definitely hurt them in recruiting warlords for the future.
Yeah, if you hear about a guy who got promoted to warlord and he just dies right away.
Just died. Yeah, it would hurt that. Like I said, it's no right answer here, especially with Rocks and Blackbeard and Whitebeard knowing his ideals. I guess my only issue is how he handled it after the fact. If you did know, like,
I wish
this is like seeing this play out in real time, knowing this is Rock's kid and Roger's kid. Bro, like, your heart would sink. Like, you're panicking. Like,
dude,
bro, this is
Rayleigh on Amazon Lily. Dude, what was going through his mind? Like, this is freaking Rocks. He's back over here. He's attacking the island.
Or, because remember Rayleigh said he didn't like Blackbeard.
That is true. He said he didn't like Blackbeard, but he also said, he kind of alluded to the fact that he would lose the fight against Blackbeard and Amazon Lily.
So I'm like, he
knows the threat.
Is this why Rayleigh didn't like Blackbeard?
Yeah.
Even because he's Whitebeard's kid, whatever. Whitebeard's subordinate, but did he always see him as like, I don't like that kid?
Like, maybe Rayleigh didn't know, but just like the striking similarity, he's like,
he
looks familiar.
Because I would assume in that battle that they had against the Whitebeard pirates, it was one that was like, I don't know. Maybe Blackbeard was doing things and showing out, and like, he's like, I don't know about this kid. Maybe it was like, because I'm assuming this battle was like a battle, but it wasn't really a battle, right? They weren't like trying to kill each other.
I mean, another thing Blackbeard too. Sorry, but I was gonna say, like, Blackbeard doesn't sleep.
He doesn't
Wouldn't
sleep.
that be like the main thing right there? Like, okay, Blackbeard doesn't sleep. What if Rocks didn't sleep either? Then yeah, you'd have to have known, right?
Maybe that, or what if Blackbeard, because he doesn't sleep, was trying to attack people when they were sleeping?
Oh yeah,
right
when they're like
when they're sleeping
in the REM cycle.
And so he's right, and he's like, well, we're battling, right? We're against them, and then maybe Rayleigh had to stop him and tell him like, no, that's not honorable. We agreed on a ceasefire for us to rest. You don't attack people when they're sleeping. That'd be a nice little flashback as to why Rayleigh had like apprehensions about somebody like Blackbeard. And then Shanks after the fight was like, I don't know about that one. Right? So people are wary of him. So there's no way Whitebeard didn't notice like some tendencies. Right? I would assume that Blackbeard even had moments where maybe he went too far. Right? Where it's just like, But yeah, Roxy's
maybe even the way they talk too, right? Just the way they talk, I'm sure Whitebeard's like, I heard somebody say that in the past.
And Blackbeard's just watching Whitebeard.
Yup. Dude.
Yep.
Blackbeard must have been laughing. It's like, they have no clue. They don't know.
Oh, man. They have no idea. And I'm sure, oh my God. Do we know when Blackbeard found out about Ace's lineage?
We do not know for sure. Maybe, wait, did he know at Marineford with everybody else? Like, is that when he found out?
I'm not sure. Because let's say Blackbeard found out when Ace was on the ship.
And then he's like, I gotta kill him one day.
He's like, I'm gonna get him. But here's the thing is, though, funny enough, Blackbeard he wasn't after Ace.
That
wasn't his goal.
He was after Luffy.
He was after Luffy and Luffy's bounty. And so now Ace inserted himself. He's like, Commander Ace, Taicho. And then, he offed him when he had the opportunity. But it's funny, he did offer him to join.
Yeah, he offered him a position saying, hey, I'm after this guy named Straw Hat. You want to come? You want to come with me, Ace?
Yeah.
And then Ace like, okay, that's my brother. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the last straw,
Yeah.
That's my brother. Oh, shit. Well, aren't we in a tizzy? Nah, I think this presents for some very interesting conversations down the line. Again, with Whitebeard, Rayleigh, even Roger. I've even been thinking about the statement that Blackbeard or Whitebeard said to Blackbeard.
You're not
the man Roger's waiting for. Whitebeard, Blackbeard's like, okay. I don't care. I'm not after that. So it's just like, did Whitebeard just completely misread the situation? Because I'm sure.
Think so. I think Whitebeard just knew. He knew everything, man. Now we got to go back and look at the Whitebeard conversations even harder.
All of it, recontextualized. Just seeing how does it fit? And I'm sure for Oda, there are things that he's like, because let me ask you, do you think Rox is always going to be Blackbeard's dad?
I always think that when it comes to big things like this, there was always two different pathways Oda could have gone. I think Oda definitely left the door open when it comes to like the Rox reveal, right. But I think ultimately Blackbeard was always one of the options.
Yeah, because I think you could have, because of the Will of D. Yeah. There are multiple ways you could have done it. But I do like the idea of using it as a direct descendant.
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of those things
that idea a lot.
We just heard about Rocksteady Xebec, like what, chapter 890-ish? Like, so it is like a more recent reveal in a way. Like just Rox's existence.
Chapter, yeah, I mean, for Rox, like, well, I remember when Oda, it was like was it the end of month or beginning of year One Piece thing? Was it where they get a bunch of announcements? Jump Festa.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, where it's like, I remember that when that came out, the Lurking Legend. Right?
You're going to hear about a lurking legend in Wano.
Right? And it was just like, wait, what? And so, it feels like Roxy Xebec was probably that at this point. And for Oda's plan, I think even considering the silhouettes, like you said, he leaves it open to say, what was the best route here based on where I am? Because, I mean, it looks like this, but it doesn't look like this,
It's just like, still, it was kind of ambiguous.
Yeah. And it's like, I forget how big Blackbeard is. Because Blackbeard isn't ginormous.
He's like the size of two guys.
Yeah, he's not like Whitebeard, But Rox was always notably smaller than everybody, all the legends that he was around. So, I'm not mad at it though.
Oh no, I freaking love it, dude.
Yeah, I think this is amazing. There's so many ways Oda could go next chapter. I do think we focus on Loki's interaction with Rox, considering this is Harold's backstory and Loki's backstory. Do you think Rox was trying to recruit Harold?
I think so. I think that is probably what it is, right? This is the future captain of the Rock Pirates, so it seems like he's still building up his crew, building up his men. And if he saw an ancient giant back at the Reverie, he's, just like the Celestial Dragons, he's probably like, yo, I want that guy.
Ooh.
Like, give me this dude, man. He's freaking large, he's massive, he's strong. Yeah. he seems like the type of guy that would, I mean, at least younger Harold, I think would have joined Rox's crew for sure.
I wonder if Rox, because how Rox says it, right? Do you think he had a conversation before? Because he says, "We'll find Harold here." Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like
It's
they
almost
talked in passing.
Yeah, like a first name basis type thing. Like he knows him. Or I wonder if Rox knew, while he was there, at the river, he knew it was Harold.
Oh, he's like, oh, that's the king of Elbaf, huh?
Right, he knew it was him, and he intentionally created that diversion to come back, and so Harold would be in his debt.
I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that Harold went as a guard to another king. Mm-hmm. Why would Roxy Xebec come to Elbaf and not that kingdom? It's probably because he knew that Harold was actually the king of Elbaf.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew then.
So maybe he did that specifically to save Harold, considering what was about to happen.
Killing an admiral to talk to a guy tomorrow. That's nuts. What a feat.
An amazing feat. I know people have been trying to do like damage control. I don't think it's necessary here.
It's not necessary. I mean, the admiral lost. I mean, he lost to a top tier pirate. I mean, it's not something to be like upset about or try to defend. Like, oh, I saw one that was really funny. It said, oh, it's the Reverie. You know, the admiral had his hands tied. He couldn't go all out. He just had to die. It's like, okay, guys, come on.
We did have like a debate when I was having the discussion because it came up. I was like, this is not the time, but then it went there. So it's just like, all right, let's do it. Where it's like, yeah, it's a valid excuse. I don't think it's necessary.
It's not even an admiral we know. You know, like this could be the weakest one, the strongest one. Like, it's a question mark.
I think what people are missing is that Oda used the admiral for a reason. It legitimizes Rox.
Yeah.
Because even the same people that would say the admirals are weak, they're now saying, well, damn, Rox is him. He killed an admiral. Well, why does it matter if the admirals are weak then? Oh, but it matters because the admirals are strong. And Oda knows that, well, if you're reading the story, you should know the admirals are strong. So this is a very easy way to legitimize Rox without actually showing it. Because let's say Rox killed pirate from, you'd be like, all right, so.
He killed 5 pirates from the East Blue. It's like, sure.
So, okay.
Who cares?
By saying Navy Admiral, there's at least a bar in your mind where it's like, okay, he was at least that. And he did it by himself at the Reverie. And he got away.
Before he was even a captain of his crew.
Before he was a captain of the Rox Pirates. So it legitimizes Rox, and I mean, it makes sense. I have literally no issue with it. I think this just shows just why the admirals as a power is so important to One Piece, even outside of just like one-to-one power scaling. It's like Oda has established that power for a reason, and he uses it in a bunch of different ways. As a deterrent, as a hype tool, it's just something that he uses in the story because it's such a solid stock. And you kind of, it's a strong stock that you can use in different ways because a lot of people believe in it. And so using it for Rox
makes sense.
I have no issues with it. Last question. What do you think Rox's bounty was after killing an admiral at the Reverie?
I will admit, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't just drop a bounty right here. Maybe that's too much, right? We got the whole Rox reveal, the Blackbeard reveal, we got Shiki, Whitebeard. Yeah, maybe that's too much. But still, would have loved it. Base level, killing an admiral, I think... an admiral for Cross Guild right now is about 3 billion. I say, hell, give him 3.7.
People were saying that this is his rookie year.
I think so too. This feels like a debut feat, right?
How do we know that?
We don't know that for sure. We just assume because he's not a pirate captain yet.
But they're saying this is him as a rookie.
I mean, it depends on how you define rookie, right? Typically, when I think of a rookie, I think of about somebody who's new in the game. Like, this could very well be his first real fight. And if that's the case, then I mean that's nuts.
It is this is insane if this was his first, Because I'd imagine, let's say he was a rookie and he came with the king. It's a few things. Because some people are saying, well, he was a king. And some people are saying, well, he came as an escort with the king. Either way, he's at the reverie. If he's a king, people know about him. But if he's a king, generally, I don't think the world government, Gorosei specifically, they don't worry themselves with the kings. They're like if the king is not known for like fighting and they're just like royalty, it's like, all right, so. Now, did they know he was a D and he's a king? Then it's a bit like, eh.
You should have stopped him.
That's why I don't think he was a king.
I don't know. I mean, we do have the whole thing with the King of Hachinosu and Blackbeard. Because that plot line exists, I think there is a chance that he could have been the King of Hachinosu.
I think it makes more sense if he was like escorting or he was with the King of Hachinosu.
Okay.
I feel like he was somebody that was inconspicuous. Like he was just a guy with them. Somebody brought up the idea. I think Theory, when we're having a discussion about what Rox actually did at the Reverie, is he sat on the empty throne.
Oh, when he saw Emu, huh?
Yeah,
that's a fun theory. I like throne.
That. He got a glimpse of Emu, and then, of course, after that, he tries to leave Admiral. Then, hey, it is what it is.
It's all history from there.
Or the other one where it's like somebody where they were trying to attack Harold or take Harold in or kidnap him, whatever. Took an ad. How else do you create a distraction?
Yeah, fight a celestial dragon and then fight an admiral right after.
Oh my gosh. Either way, I think right now Rox has the inside track to be top 1 all time. It's also interesting that Whitebeard this is Whitebeard following him.
Prime Beard, as they call him.
I'm not calling him Prime Beard yet here because Whitebeard here is 30 something, without a crew, without that yet. Because I feel like once he had his sons, he got to like another level.
Okay,
you know?
That's fair. We don't even know he has the Guruguru yet.
Right. However, he did tell Rox that I don't have to listen to you. Like, you can't order me around.
Yeah.
But you've been with him since, what's this, 8 years? 10 years? Because God Valley was 38 years ago?
Yeah.
And this is 40 what? I forgot how many years ago this was.
This is
48 years
48.
ago. So he's with Rox for a while. At least going to places with him, right? So what was it, Whitebeard? What was going on? Were you following him? Were you just going
like Kuzan, right? Like, our goals are aligning. I just got to follow Rox. This is the best ship right now.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Either way, amazing chapter.
Straight 10 out of 10.
Elbaf is 10 out of 10. Elbaf is shaping up really nicely.
I was hesitant at first, man. Land of the Giants, not exactly a big fan of them. But,
not a fan at all.
Now that we're here, now that we're experiencing the flashback, now that we have all the players like the Holy Knights, Rox, Emu, yeah, Elbaf is great. Yeah.
Elbaf is shaping up really nicely. I hope we get some more about Rox before the end. I do think that final conversation with Scopper is going to be really important, especially considering that now he's a navigator of the Roger Pirates. He can't tell us where the One Piece is. So what will Oda have him tell us?
About Rox,
so
Rox
info would be nice.
Valley.
It would be interesting if like a conversation about a story about Rox and Roger, the history behind that.
Maybe even like a theory about Blackbeard. Like, hey, like, Roger, he had a feeling that Rox had a kid, and if he had a kid, then this would happen. Like, we could get so much info. Like, we could look at Scopper. It sounds like a meme, but, we could look at Scopper and even Rayleigh and just say, yeah, like, this is Roger talking from the grave. Like, it's kind of what it is.
Pretty much. And I think Shanks is going to be intertwined again.
Yeah.
I think he's important to Elbaf too, obviously.
Talk about how he's the destined one.
Right. And so it's a lot we can build off here with Rox D. Xebec. because even after, because the thing with the admiral happened 8 years prior,
Yeah.
and he was still free walking around with powerhouses like Whitebeard and Shiki with him, and eventually Big Mom joins on. It's just like he's like creating like the Avengers. Like he's going around creating like this insane team to obviously go up against the world government. Like that's where we're going next. Like this about to sound crazy because it's not the same intention. The essence doesn't feel the same. He's like the OG revolutionary.
Just wanting to topple the WG. I mean, yeah, he was the king of the world. I mean, when you think about Dragon, right? If he beats the world government, somebody has to take the throne. What if he's
But
Dragon?
he doesn't want it. You know,
yeah, he doesn't want
Dragon
it.
Doesn't want it. Yeah,
you know, people are going to say, Dragon, do it. You're a great guy.
Yeah, there's a Dragon. You got to do it. Rock's like, no, I'll do it. I want it.
Yeah.
So
difference.
Amazing chapter. Can't wait for next week. Sai, any final thoughts?
None at all. But you know, if you cover half of his face, maybe this is buggy. Actually, I don't know. You've seen that too, yeah.
I've seen that. I'm not gonna say that, but I do think Oda has a chance to do something funny and legitimize Buggy through rocks, but we'll see how that goes. But people, give us your thoughts. How do you feel about the chapter? How do you feel about rocks? How do you feel about Harold? I feel like we're all on Loki's side at this point, considering what he went through. So make sure to like the video, subscribe, check out Sai's channels below. Sai, always a pleasure, my brother.
Of course,
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Always. But guys, thank you, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.